And for those of you who heard the portion about this meeting is being recorded, we want to be able to put it on the Walton County Tourism website when we're finished. That way, if anyone wasn't able to make the meeting this afternoon, they can watch it from the comfort of wherever they are if they couldn't make it today. Okay, so it's 3:05, and I feel like 5 minutes is plenty of time for everybody to get on. I just wanted to start out with thanks for coming, everyone. We're really glad to see all of your faces. Not that I can see many of your faces, but you can see mine. So I'm Kelly Carter. I am the Director of Marketing here for Walton County Tourism and all the brands Visit South Walton, Authentic Walton, Keep Walton County Beautiful, and everything in between. So I just wanted to take a little bit of your time this afternoon. I try to have these quarterly to kind of see what you guys are seeing for this past season, what we're going to see coming up, and what's going on. And then also when I have good things to share. Joining me on this Zoom call is the agency. As many of you know, Catherine, take it away.
Hey, I'm Catherine. I'm Group Director of Account Strategy here at Zender, and we manage all of the marketing except for PR for all of the brands that Kelly mentioned. And all of the other faces aside from Joe that you see on here are part of the Zender team, and we love to hear from you guys about what you've been seeing over the past few months, as Kelly mentioned, and then what you're looking at for the next few months and where we might be able to support you from a marketing perspective, whether that's through our just general marketing campaigns for the destination or through the supplemental co-op program. So we'll be talking a little bit about some things that we have upcoming, but I'll hand it over to Joe to introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm Joe with DSG Research. When we're talking about the spring 2024 report, I just think it's important to emphasize that while some of the lodging metrics you see in the spring report were down for spring 2024, we should keep in mind that TDT collections for the season were up due to a longer length of stay and more available units. The total number of visitors and occupancy were down year over year, but this is part of a trend we saw all over the state of Florida, that visitation is down year over year because of factors like an increase in domestic visitors going abroad and cruises returning to pre-pandemic levels. And these metrics are down when compared to 2023, but they are in line with the 5-year trend. Likewise, direct spending and the economic impact of tourism were also down year over year due to a decrease in the number of visitors, a decrease in ADR, and lower spending per travel party. But these are also part of a larger tourism trends. Nationally, we've seen that visitors are prioritizing travel while exercising economic caution by spending less during trips. But the summer season is looking promising. The June TDT shows an increase of almost 7%, and preliminary data from Key Data shows that as a county, occupancy is up.
Yeah, those are all very important things. And that's something that if you were able to make it to the TDC council meeting that we just had this past week, you would have heard that straight from DSG. It wasn't Joe at that time, it was Erin, and she was gracious enough to give us that information there. And I just thought it was very important that we share this with you all as well, because I do understand that, there may have been some misunderstanding with how the information was put out. From maybe some local news stories that says tourism is down. While the numbers are down as far as visitation, the actual TDT overall is up. However, I do say that, and I'm very aware that, everyone's business is different. So I can't say if your business is up or if your business is down. I can only look at it as a whole for what we're looking at for South Walton. Now, we are aware that North Walton is down a little bit. It's up up, but it's down. So you have to remember that North Walton added an additional, Authentic Walton added an additional 1 cent. So that kind of makes it go up. But if you really look back at those 2% numbers, it's really down just a little bit. We are working, and when I say we, that's Downs and St. Germain, that is Zender, and that's Turner PR, and then my internal team, trying to find more out about that visitor from Authentic Walton. And the more we work on that, the more we'll be able to get those numbers, maybe get them to come up, because the more we know about them, we'll know how to talk to them, as we do the visitor here in South Walton. Some of the things that are really important for me to discuss with you guys is, I want to open this up to you. What are you guys seeing for the fall? We've kind of, as Catherine and I both can tell you, and my Zender team, we've kind of had a little bit of a harder hitting message than we've done in the past. We've really been this summer, book now, book now, book now, because, as we heard from you all the last time we did this, that's what you all needed. And we want to continue to maintain that. So, I would really like to open the floor. And, if there's some of you guys out here that are working on the marketing side for your properties, give me an idea of what we're seeing and what we're doing now that could help you, or what could help move the needle for you all, and what we could put in place. Catherine, do you have anything additional you'd like to add to that?
No, I think you made a really good point, Kelly, that for the spring and summer, we typically don't have that harder booking message. We don't say book now because we're typically trying to adjust to maybe getting some of the people who are willing to pay a higher ADR rather than just trying to get heads and beds. But this past year, we did see that kind of softer booking in the spring. So we added that harder booking message. And as we're looking at our fall campaigns, we want to hear from you guys. Do we need to keep that message there? Book your getaway before it gets away? Or are we going back to more of kind of that softer, just general destination awareness? And then also wanted to mention to you guys, as we go into some of our softer seasons, we don't call them really core and shoulder anymore because we don't really have a clear shoulder season anymore, luckily. But we're doing more of our TV and connected TV campaigns going into the fall and winter season. So in our target markets, you're going to see more of our amazing video commercials that we shot last year that really distinguish the destination based on the research that we did with Downs and St. Germain for that unique emotional positioning. So we do have more marketing that is happening in the fall and winter just across all of our channels, but curious to hear from you guys what kind of messaging you need. And then also if there's additional things that we can be doing from a marketing perspective to support you guys in the coming 6 months.
So it's open up to you guys. Don't all talk at once, but if there's anything anyone would like to say, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't be scared. We're all good people. Okay, well, I'm going to start calling you out like roll. So, y'all got to be seeing something. Are your numbers softer? Are you seeing? Do you need a harder push? Is September filling itself up? Do we need to push for September? Do we need to push for October? Are events helping you take care of some of that time frame that you need filled up in there? Help us help you.
I can just tell you a quick highlight of what we're seeing. We're seeing an average pickup for October, November. Of course, November average isn't the best, but so October is looking good. August and September have been a struggle.
Okay. Well, and those are the things that we need to hear, because, we can continue that harder hitting message, and we can spread, we can look at where we've got messaging and where we're doing advertising and see where we can be nimble and make sure that we're in all the right places.
Yeah, it looks like August and September are the only two that are not feeling on par right now.
Okay, and typically we do see that little bit of dip, like these 2 weeks of August, because in the South, pretty much everybody went back to school today. So we do kind of always see that a little bit. But I mean, does Labor Day feel like it's coming back, or you guys really still need a strong hitting message for Labor Day?
We're still needing Labor Day help at Hotel Effie, Kelly.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, like I said, I've got all the people on the call that can help, push that forward. So this is why I want to have these calls because, traditionally in the past, that's not been something that we've needed to do. And I want to make sure that, what we're doing is helping you all. It doesn't, I mean, if what I'm putting out is not helping you all, then we need to pivot and make sure that what we're doing is helping. So that's good to know. And that, we'll look at that and we'll see, what we can adjust and what we can help and how we can move forward with some of the things that we're doing. Thank you. Anyone else more on Sandestin or Hotel Effie? Anybody else on like the vacation rental management side that might have some other thoughts? I mean, what like the Hilton? What are you guys seeing? No. Okay. Well, additionally, I would also like to talk to you guys about some other things that we're doing that we really want to get your input on because, as you know, maybe not everyone, but some of our partners along the 26 miles of beaches have experienced a little bit of a growing pains this spring and summer season. Maybe with some people who visit that don't treat the destination as we would want them to treat the destination, and maybe they're not as maybe they need to know before they go. So one of the things that you're going to see that we're putting out a whole lot more, typically in the past, know before you go has been make sure you know the flag system. But there's so much more to know before you go than just the flag system. Yes, it's probably one of the most important things you can know before you go. But there's also, where do I go to the beach? Where do I access the beach? What do I do when I get there? How do I treat the destination? Make sure you know where you can drive an LSV, where you can't drive an LSV. Is your LSV even allowed to go on the road? All of these things that, might be common sense to us is maybe not common sense to the visitor because they don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. So one of the things you're really going to see us put out a little bit more and a little bit harder hitting is the whole know before you go message. And that is going to be some of the things that maybe we can help, remind people that when they come to visit our destination, they should treat our destination like they treat their home. You would want to be nice and kind at your home. So we would want you to be nice and kind when you're here. We also want you to be kind to the environment when you're here. We also want, just to make sure it's a nice environment for everyone to come to. So those are some of the things that, we'll definitely be putting out there. In addition to, like I said, LSV, a low speed vehicle. It can be driven on Highway 98. Maybe they don't know that. I mean, I would think it's common sense, but not everyone does. So you're going to see a lot of that coming out in social and in other things so that we can, do our best to remind people that this is our home. So we live here every day and you come and visit it for 1 week. We have to live here every day. So we want you to make sure that you treat our home as you would treat your home at home. So those are some of the things that you'll see as well. We also have some thoughts on some messaging and some other things. For those of you who were able to attend this past week's TDC council meeting, one of the things that Mr. Moffitt of Royal Destinations brought up was, could we help with some messaging? Could we help with some of that messaging that you're putting out when you're telling people, this is what you can expect when you come to visit South Walton? These are the things. If we were to put that together, is that something you all would be interested in putting out? Catherine, you may can help me out a little bit better on that, but it's not, I don't want to call it crisis communication because it's not crisis communication. It's just communication in general. So we just wanted to make sure that people understand what we've got going on.
Yeah, as the tourism department's putting together messaging that we are going to put out through our social media and through our paid media to educate people a little bit better on how to treat the destination when they're here, we want to make sure that we're offering those assets to you guys as well. So we would be developing similar to how we did for customary use, and we put together that partner toolkit. We'll be putting together some talking points, kind of assets that you guys can use to speak to your audience. So if you know somebody is booking from the Atlanta market for spring vacation, you can send them things ahead of time about how to treat the destination while we're here. Obviously, we don't want to ever be speaking to them in a negative way. We don't want to ever be kind of talking down to anybody. So it's going to be in more of this just to know before you get here so that you can have the best possible vacation in the destination. So that will be something that we're putting together definitely ahead of the spring vacation, hopefully a little bit before that, because as we're seeing, we have more weeks than just spring vacation where we have the concentration of families in the destination. So just making sure that we have prepared messaging for that.
And Caitlin, Miss Caitlin Holloway, your question about information about public beach access is a common question we receive. Obviously, we have the map. The map is the end all be all. That is like, we have worked with legal, we have worked with the property appraiser's office, we've worked with everyone to ensure that that map is the most accurate and the most accurate map there is. That we also do have some messaging in the beach safe in the customary use toolkit. And if you're not aware of that, I can make sure that that gets put back out in the next. I can send it directly to you if you want to send me an email asking for it. But also, in the next connection, we can make sure that it's brought back up again. So we do have some messaging out for that, and we have a lot of those questions already answered, kind of like what Catherine was talking about earlier, because we put together a whole toolkit. And one of the things that I think is advantageous about that toolkit is I'm the one that answered all of those questions. Every single call that came into this office, it was either myself or Matt Algren, the tourism director, that answered those questions. And every day we got together and we were like, these are the questions we received. So then we got together with the team and we put all those questions on there, and these were the things that people wanted to know. So I feel like a lot of the things have been answered in that customary use toolkit. And I would be happy to provide that back out to anyone that wants it. And that's kind of what we're talking about with, these other things with spring vacation and stuff. I know it's hard to say, don't bring your family, because that's not what we want to say. But we also want to say, if you're going to bring your family, please bring your family and please have a good time, but please be respectful in the destination when you do so. Anything additional you guys can think of? Zender, do you have anything additional?
I would just say for anybody who is seeing softer bookings in the next couple of months, just a reminder that we do have the supplemental co-op program available. So the co-op website, you can go onto and buy digital programs that start 5 weeks after purchase and then run for 4 weeks from there. So it's just quick stints. But if you need some quick marketing campaigns, that's a really good place to do it. Walton County Tourism shoulders at least half of the cost of those placements. And we have everything from Facebook and Instagram to connected TV, all of those different options. So if you're looking for just a quick, easy campaign through the tourism department where you're paying less than half of what it costs to actually place it out there with our audience, definitely check out that supplemental program.
And the other thing that I would like to add is we see amazing results from those programs. Like, I get it every month, and those people who have just in regular co-ops, we make sure that we get you what we said we're going to get you. So, we see amazing results, especially connected TV, just amazing results. So, those were the big things that I wanted to talk about today. As always, my email, phone, whatever, door is always open. I'm always here. I'll always listen. Whatever you guys have on your mind, let me know. I'm happy to help in any way. And if I can't answer the questions, I have a great team behind me. If you guys are seeing something and you're like, what's going on? How is this happening? I have the full research agency behind me. I have the full advertising agency behind me, and I have the full PR team. They're just not on this call. But everything is here at your disposal. If you come to me, and I'll do my best to help in any way. We've got a great team here. And then lastly, one of the things that I wanted to let you guys know is the annual meeting's coming back. We're super excited to bring the annual meeting back. We haven't had that since before COVID, and it's just not been, groups and all these things, but it's time. And so we're going to have the annual meeting in October. Just be on the lookout for some save the date information for that. And that meeting is going to be really about like what we're doing, where we're coming from. And it's going to have a lot of information on our visitor and analytics and that kind of thing. And I think it'd be a really great opportunity if you have the time to come. So as it's the end of October 24th, I believe. And it'll be a great meeting. It'll be in the middle of the day at lunch, and we'll give you guys some lunch and give you some good information. So we just want to invite you guys out to that as well. Did anyone else have anything that they would like to add? Well, I know it's hard to carve out time out of your busy schedule, and I promised you it'd be about 30 minutes. So trying to keep my word on that. But we will have another one of these before we go into, the final fall season. Look out for the connection. It's going to have all kinds of information in there. Reach out to me, Kelly, Kelli, at wcfltourism.com, or just call the office. I'm happy to talk to anyone. I'm happy to help in any way. And I really appreciate your time this afternoon.